Hello to everyone guys, my name is Anirudh Sachin Bajaj and I am your teacher at Bajaj Classes. So today this is our 16th lecture on the history second chapter, that is nationalism in India. So today's our topic is limits of civil disobedience movement, or you can say that limitations of civil disobedience movement. So in the previous video we saw that how many groups are there, like in the countryside, in the towns, or the women's in the countryside there are rich farmers, landlords, or poor peasants, and in the towns there are industries owner and industries workers, and individually there is a part of women. Now we will see that what are the limits of civil disobedience movement, and we will learn about two castes, that is first is untouchables and second is Muslims. So at that time these people who are determined as the untouchables are called Dalits. They have introduced themselves at 1930 Dalits, and at this time they are specifically known as SC, scheduled castes, and the second term is Muslims. So first of all, we will learn about untouchables. What happened and what movements they have. Means untouchable is that caste which didn't participated in the civil disobedience movement. Some participated; they are from Nagpur, etc. Now we will learn about untouchables. From 1930, they are calling themselves as Dalits. So I'll tell you that from 1930 they are calling themselves as Dalit. Congress does not support them. So here you can say that this is a question, that why Congress does not support them. So the answer is that Congress does not support them because actually at that time the untouchables are not allowed to go in the temples, public wells, tanks, public washrooms, and many more things which is known as the Hindus things. So they are not going to there. So this is the rule at that time. But Congress is not favoring these Dalits, because the Congress thinks that if we favor these Dalits, then the sannyasi, or you can say that a good Hindu or a good Brahmin, so that he will be angry with him, and the support will be ended, and the support of Dalit is not so much favorable for them, or so much profitable for them. So Congress does not support them. So this is the answer of this question. Now, but Mahatma Gandhi support them, and he called them as Harijan. But actually Mahatma Gandhi, from the childhood age, he only believes that there are no castes. There are castes, but still we have not to determine any untouchable or a Hindu. So he believed that, and at that time in 1930 about time, he mentioned that we have to support the Dalits, and we do not have to humiliate them, and he also called them Harijan. Harijan means children of the gods. So he called untouchables Harijan. Now what had Mahatma Gandhi done for them? Mahatma Gandhi ji organized satyagrah for them. He himself cleaned toilet. This is the spelling mistake. This is toilet. Now, but Mahatma Gandhi supposed them and he called them as Harijan, organized satyagrah for them. He himself cleaned toilet. So for Harijan, sorry, for Dalits, Mahatma Gandhi is organizing many movements to giving them access to the public wells, tanks, public washroom, temples, houses, and many more places. And he is organizing satyagrahs for this, and he himself cleaned toilets. So at that time, one of the work which came in untouchable is the sweeper, bhangi, and this word is in an NCERT book, and the work of the sweeper is to clean toilet. So for getting this term out, Mahatma Gandhi ji himself cleaned toilet. So to getting this sweeper worked out, and making him the one of ourselves. Now, but Dalits, Now Mahatma Gandhi is helping Dalit in a short range, but Dalit now want many more things. What Dalit want? Dalits started organizing themselves, demanding reserved seats in educational institutions and a separate electorate. Now, what Dalits wanted, they are organizing themselves, means developing themselves, or you can say that they are making themselves as proof to them. Now, what they want, they are demanding for reserved seats in educational system and many more places. They want reserved seats and separate electorate. And they also want a separate electorate. Now, what happened? This leads to a big, you can say that a big, not a crisis. That now who is the leader of this and what are the organizations? So Dr. B. R. Ambedkar formed Dr. B. R. Ambedkar formed Depressed Classes Association in 1930. So Dr. B. R. Ambedkar is a leader. He is also a main of SC, means scheduled caste, or you can say that untouchable. Now he formed a Depressed Classes Association for government, or you can say that a small organization for these depressed classes, these untouchables. Now what happened? He made it in 1930. So, what is the name of the organization? Depressed Class Association, formed by Dr. B. R. Ambedkar in 1930. But Gandhiji believed that a separate electorate will slow down the process of integration in society. What Dalit are demanding? They are demanding reserved seats and a separate electorate. But Mahatma Gandhi says that, or think that if a separate if a separate electorate will given to Dalits, then it will slow down the process of integration in society. Now, finally, now this is the end of this Dalit story. Now, finally, a Pune Pact. Which pact we have read before? Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Now, Pune Pact was signed in 1932 between Gandhiji and Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. It gave reserved seats for Dalits. Now, one of the demand of Dalits are taken above, reserved seats. They have given the reserved seat, but they have to vote in the general electorate. Now, we will revise also. From 1930, they are calling themselves a Dalit. Who are calling themselves a Dalit? Untouchables. Congress does not support them, but Mahatma Gandhi supports them, and he called them as Harijan. Organized satyagrah for them. He himself cleaned toilet. But Dalits started organizing themselves, demanding reserved seats in educational institution and a separate electorate. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar formed Depressed Classes Association in 1930, but Gandhiji believed that a separate electorate will slow down the process of integration in society. Finally, a Pune Pact was signed in 1932 between Gandhiji and Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. It gave reserved seats to Dalits. So you have to remember also that in the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, what sacrifice did Mahatma Gandhi had to give? He had to go to Britain to attend the second roundtable conference, and in that conference he meet Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. He had already met before, but in that he demanded that they want reserved seats and a separate electorate. Now he met Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. They are fighting with each other, but after that, Dr. B. R. Ambedkar agreed with him. Now, this is all about the untouchables. Now, guys, we will move forward, and now our next topic is Muslims community. We saw that we are reading Limits of Civil Disobedience Movement. We have completed the untouchables, and now it is the chance of Muslims. Now we will read about the Muslims community. We will read that what had done with them, what they want, what are the demands, why they feel that they are out of the civil disobedience movement, or you can say that the Congress. Now, Muslims are thinking that they have been alienated from the Congress. Now, what are they thinking? That they are alienated. Now, what this term means? It means that you are separated from some part or some object. that we are separated from the Congress. Now Muslims are thinking that they are separated from the Congress. Now there are rights clashes and conflicts between the two communities. Now when Muslims have thought that they are alienated from the Congress, there are formation of two communities. Basically, there are, but now they have been such classified as they are separately different communities. First is Hindu and second is Muslims. Now, their rights, clashes, and conflicts means a destructive way, or you can say that violence between these two communities. Both communities were divided into Hindu Mahasabha and Muslim leagues. Now the organization of Hindus are Hindu Mahasabha and organization of Muslim is Muslim League. Now Muhammad Ali Jinnah, one of the leader of Muslim League, wanted a separate electorate. Now in the Untouchables we read that B.R. Ambedkar ji wanted a separate electorate for the Dalits, Untouchables, and now Muhammad Ali Jinnah, one of the leader of the Muslim League, wanted a separate electorate, but from Hindu Mahasabha. Now there was a leader we read about Muslim League, which is Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Now we also need a leader. We have many leaders, but that leader who will fight against this electorate means this Muhammad Ali Jinnah's allegations now or demands. But from Hindu Mahasabha, there is M.R. Jayakar who oppresses all these things. Now who is from Hindu Mahasabha? M.R. Jayakar. And who is from Muslim League? Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Now M.R. Jayakar has oppressed, or you can say that had successfully, correctly fighted from all these demands and allegations of the Muslim League. Now Muslims had a fear of the minority in India. Now in India, actually at that time there was a majority of Hindus and there was a minority in Muslims. Now from that time there was a you can say that riot on not actually good with each other, these two communities. So this is all in this lecture. We have read about the limits or limitations of civil disobedience movement. We have read about two communities. First is Untouchable and second is Muslims. Now in the next lecture, in the 17th lecture, we will read about the sense of collective belongingness, how the sense of collective belongingness have been arrived, and what is the sense of collective belongingness, what are the things that can be coming into sense of collective belongingness. So this is all in this lecture. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you.